No. Could you imagine someone having weight loss surgery from Dr. Now or being on my 600-pound life after the surgery saying they couldn't lose weight because of their lipedema? Yeah, this is kind of BS, guys. So not really buying what this dude's selling. Right. Hello, beautiful people. It's Mama Goob. So as you can see, I am still on location. I am going back to my roots today because I'm using my original equipment, which is just a computer. So I don't know what this is going to sound like. I'm not really sure what it's going to look like, but I saw that Anna O'Brien, more commonly known as GlitterandLazers, uploaded a video. So it looks like what she uploaded has to do with her pre-surgery process. So not her pre-second surgery. This looks like her pre-first surgery, which is what she had on like TikTok and all that. So either way, I know we've kind of seen it before. I haven't watched the whole thing. I was just sort of listening to part of it. At least we'll maybe hear it more in context. And then if there's anything interesting over there on Insta or TikTok, we'll catch up on her there too, since we're talking about her. Just another fact or another housekeeping item, not really a fact. I probably won't be in the premiere tonight with y'all, but I still do want you to talk amongst yourselves. So, but anyways, let's see what she's got for us. I'm going to join it in progress because, of course, she has all her, music and stuff that I'm going to have a hard time editing out. So, anyways, let's press play.
So today we are headed to the Roxbury to do my pre-op assessment. I feel excited. I had a great night's sleep yesterday after like days and days of not sleeping. So I feel as best I could possibly feel going into the surgery, which is great, honestly. So now I'm just excited to like get through this, get to the other side, and understand really what post-surgery is going to mean for my body, because you don't know until you know. So we're here, and I know the day can only go up from where it started, because right now my stupid thong is so far up my butt that I'm incredibly uncomfortable.
I don't see how her thong has room because her head is so far up her butt. But nevertheless, I guess they're making her wear a thong.
How do you people wear these? How do you people wear thongs? As part of my process, in order to be able to best talk about this condition, I wanted to make sure I was working with the doctor because, as I like to say, I am not a doctor. Hashtag not a doctor.
Are you sure?
And the best medical advice should come from a doctor.
You think?
In order to do that, I was able to partner with ALT and be able to actually talk about this from a doctor's perspective. So what we're doing right now is just doing my testimonial for that doctor, Dr. Amran, and then and Dr. Mosrefi, who's doing my plastics. And then we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of the actual pre-op work.
Hello. How are you? Good to see you again.
To see you.
How's your trip been?
I'm going to start calling him Doc Hollywood. What do you guys think?
Rough.
Why?
We had just like tons of flight delays, and then the baggage kind of broke. It was a whole thing, but
And she put her backpack on the medical waste container?
We're here now.
So let's talk about lipedema. Lipedema is a fat storage condition that's very under-recognized around the world.
True.
Identified way back in 1940 at the Mayo Clinic, which is pretty much ignored and forgotten about. We all never learned about it in medical school. Most people don't know about it. Unfortunately, most doctors still don't know about it. All things are beginning to change. It always does get worse throughout a person's lifetime. It's usually a slow process, but many times it increases in activity with hormonal changes of puberty, pregnancy, menopause, or other hormonal changes. The big problem is
having a lot of fat also plays havoc on your hormones. Just saying.
Patients with lipedema are simply misdiagnosed as being overweight or obese based on BMI indexes, which are really not a good way of looking at lipedema. And they try everything, and they just don't really lose weight. Many times they'll have eating disorders. that develop at a young age because they struggle so much and shame to blame and all that stuff. You know what?
Please tell me that he's going to say, but Anna, you clearly have both regular fat and lipedema fat, but I don't think he's doing that for her. I think he's just basically concentrating on it's all lipedema, which makes her very happy because that's exactly what she wants to hear.
I look at somebody's body, lipedema or not, I want to understand their body from a standpoint of overall balance proportion. I think one of the mistakes that many surgeons do, just liposuction, is like, so what do you want to do? And, the patient just kind of shows them the area and says, okay, let's do liposuction. But you want to really understand a person's body completely to understand where they are out of proportion and balance. Okay, so Anna is overweight, but she's also disproportionate.
She's morbidly obese. Sorry, doc. Don't sugarcoat this.
And even just looking at things, she's disproportionate in characteristic patterns that are.
So, guys, I guess her very mid thighs are very large. But other than that, so like me, okay, I'm disproportionate, right? I got the big thighs, but like basically all I have left here is like skin. So, I'm sus. I'm a little sus about this guy. It doesn't help people to tell them what they want to hear.
About lipedema and how it's involved. So, as I stand back and look at her, you start to understand her body.
Oh, one more thing. Dr. Now from My 600-Pound Life, he does this type of surgery too. I think he takes care of the lymphatic tumors or I don't know what it's called. But he gets, when the morbidly obese get the sections of just fat, he removes them, but he makes them lose weight first, right? Not so much here. Oh, well, wait, she tried.
There's areas of more increased fullness. The thigh unit, the hip unit, less so in the calves and ankles. Her torso is full and her arms are getting full. So it's exactly in line with what we begin to see with lipedema. And she has more of this triangulated pattern of lipedema. So it's not this column-like pattern that is type 3. It's more of a type 2 pattern where the predominance is from her knees all the way up to her groin and her hip area, and now secondarily, her calves and ankles are beginning to get involved. So I can just ask her when it began or when she was 18 or 20, where her calves and ankles very full, and probably the answer was exactly no.
That's like maybe last 3-4 years.
Right, because of type 2, it will begin from the knee up and then.
Don't make me go out there and prove her wrong. I don't know, guys. We'll see how I feel after this is done.
Why?
All right, so I just went back. Let me make this bigger. I went back and I looked at a video. This was 5 years ago. Let me see if there's an actual date. May 15th, 2019. Do her legs look smaller there? No.
The calves and ankles begin to get secondarily involved with it. So it's just, you begin to understand this condition in terms of how it presents and progresses. I can get a sense very early on, she's quite fibrotic here. There's a lot of tension, so it's probably quite tender as I'm pressing it. And I can feel a lot of the fibrosis in here too. It comes up to right through this area over here. And this is what's called a pelvic girdle. And it really is well defined from the mid.
Yeah, this was all in her
upper
TikTok.
1/3 of the buttock area all the way to the lower back. And this is really where a lot of it, see, it's tender when I'm pressing it.
Yeah.
This is where a lot of it really stems from. That this congestion here is increasing the pressure down below, and it's going all the way
Breaking
down.
the
So when I
fourth wall.
talk about my surgical treatment plan, it's important to understand how this plays into it and the importance of decongesting this first. So I can feel a lot of fibrosis here. So if people think lipedema does not occur in other areas of the torso, it can. And again, especially in patients like Anna that are more advanced with pelvic girdle involvement with it. Lipedema is a systemic condition. It's not only just in the fat, it is occurring kind of throughout the body because it's a connective tissue weakness. That's really the primary thing going on, looseness of connective tissue. You've got leaky lymphatics, fragile capillaries, hypermobility, Ehlers-Danlos, which is a connective tissue disease, leaky gut syndrome in a lot of patients. And that's another thing. Many times with patients with leaky gut syndrome have been misdiagnosed because it's really kind of part of lipedema. So it goes back to being a connective tissue weakness.
Should I ask my gastroenterologist if I have lipedema then?
It's not primarily a disorder of fat. I got to surprise people with that. The fat is a secondary phenomenon going on. The fluid is moving out, like I said, then the deposition of fat, and then the inflammation of fibrosis. It's a whole process that goes on with it. And eventually it will begin to slow your metabolism down because this fat is not only responding to hormones, it's producing.
All right, I would love to see this guy go head to head with Dr. Now.
Estrogen and other hormones that progressively makes it harder and harder to lose weight. So usually about stage 2, she just begins to lose the whole battle with it, and she can find herself starving, eating very, very little, and she's still putting on weight, right?
Look at that shit-eating grin. Anna, ain't no way you were starving yourself. Okay. No. Could you imagine someone having weight loss surgery from Dr. Now or being on my 600-pound life after the surgery saying they couldn't lose weight because of their lipedema? Yeah, this is kind of BS, guys. So not really buying what this dude's selling.
Right?
He must need a new Lamborghini.
Chime in, if it's okay, and just comment on the emotional toll of lipedema.
Now she's gonna
we talked about this weekend. I did a webinar with Alice.
It's not her fault, guys. It's her body.
Casey about things. These patients have been through a lot. And I would say that about 2/3 of patients at some point cry in the journey, whether it's a consultation.
I've cried like 4 times.
Preoperative visit, or it's a day of surgery, it's after surgery, it's 2 months or months later when they're looking at their new body with things. And there's a big emotional component. It presents at a very sensitive age, puberty. I've got teenage daughters, and it presents at a sensitive age with things. And when people try to figure things out and compare themselves to others, and at the same time they're being shamed and blamed and told to just go lose weight and exercise more, or you're not doing your part and you're not doing your part of things. That's why I just say to people out there, it's cruel to tell these patients just to go lose weight with it.
But then why did they put her on Ozempic to begin with then? Or not Wegovy? Why'd they bother with that if she didn't have any weight to lose? None of this makes sense, guys.
Told that their whole life with it, and it is, and here's a very beautiful, strong woman who's done everything with it, and she's still emotional, about things because she's done her best with things with it. So
I just know that like doing this is going to help a lot of people, but I also know it's going to bring me a lot of hate.
Okay, because we don't believe you. And we don't believe this guy. I mean, if you disagree, you think this guy's on the up and up. I'm not really too thrilled now that we're putting it all together. I'm not really picking up what he's putting down. I just... It's like simple physics. Now, listen, lipedema, yeah, you can't lose the lipedema fat. Right. But you can lose everything else. It's not 100% lipedema fat. And to tell her that just makes her look like an idiot.
Use hateful words on the internet against Anna.
Okay, sweetheart, but we saw her eat, right? Her diet was a bunch of store-bought protein junk food snacks, okay? That's not healthy, all right? She's admitted she drinks alcohol too much, okay? Alcohol does not help you with weight loss, trust me. So, just like she said to the occupational therapist in one of my last videos, where she was trying to feed her things like, you've dry brushed. Oh yeah, I've dry brushed. You've tried everything. Oh yeah, you've tried leg pumps. Well, they didn't have my size yet, but you've thought about it, right? Yeah. So you've tried everything. Not good, guys. Not good.
Like Anna, it's really not understanding things completely. Just to go and say, oh, you're not doing this, you should be doing this with it. So really, I don't like that.
Can I hug you?
It's got a lot of.
So
it's,
this
it's,
is
it's
why.
Really, it's not
This is
right.
why. You know, I'm glad we're watching this all together, because he
So,
just.
again, patients many times develop eating disorders. Probably about 30 patients with lipedema because of all the emotional impacts. So there's a whole emotional component to it. When people find out about it or they're diagnosed with it, they're filled with many times many emotions. It's not just this joy, the aha moment. Sometimes it is. It's like kind of rejoicing they have an answer, but sometimes it's like fear, sometimes it's anger, sometimes it's frustration, sometimes that's resentment over being misdiagnosed.
It's all of those.
It's all,
really
sometimes
honest.
it's filled.
So she had to go to Los Angeles to find somebody to agree with her.
A lot of emotions with it. Even going through the surgery, even the transformation, sometimes it's emotional. I think we talked about this. So another component of things. Dr. Michelle, he's my plastic surgeon, director of it, Roxbury.
Oh, this is the one she
We
liked.
worked together for years now, and he's just first of all a great guy and does amazing
Oh, you're
work
so
with things.
cute. Do you have a girlfriend?
Understands lymphedema very well and lymphedema when he was with Stanford. He did a lot of lymphedema surgery with things. So he does amazing work with it. Anna's a wonderful woman and a patient with more advanced lipedema, probably earlier stage 4 lipedema with some lipolipedema going on with it. We work together to put together a plan in terms of how things are approached, orders of things, intervals of things, when things are done together, when things are done separately. Another very important thing to understand, lifting patients to approach things properly and safely. The need for doing it cosmetically versus treating a disease. And with lifting patients, it is both. You've got both things going on.
Look
and
at the
you
face.
really, in
Oh
every
my
patient, want
God.
to do the best functional improvement of the disease and prevention of it, and at the same time, the best cosmetic improvement in every patient. They really got to go hand in hand. She rightfully so said her main goal is the disease treatment and prevention of it, and setting things back is affecting her. And
Too
absolutely,
late for
but she
prevention,
will
hon.
also get the best cosmetic improvement also. Many stage 1 or stage 2 patients, they may not care as much about the disease itself. They're not having as much pain. They just want to approach from a cosmetic standpoint, and that's fine. But you really want to nail both of them, and they actually go hand in hand.
And you've never had surgery in your arms before?
No.
Okay. So you definitely have lipedema involvement in the forearms, and there is some laxity here. The main thing is that because of how heavy this is, it's really going to kind of end up like this, but smaller. And so this amount of pain is all going to kind of go away. This is going to be smaller.
If you see me wincing, guys, or if I'm making faces just because it hurts a little bit, I'm okay. I'm not wincing at the doctors. It's just the thing is being touched in places that
No,
hurt is
I don't.
sometimes
I
hard.
would have
And
not be
that's
comfortable
uncommon in
being
lipedema
touched
patients
like
They
that.
have pain here, and so we're trying to alleviate that.
I know what
So
it feels like.
sorry to press.
This doesn't
just
hurt
by
anymore.
removing some of that hang. The problem is there's so much laxity here that if we just try to isolate the removal here, you would likely end up with some bulges in other places. So we're going to extend that on and remove some of the fullness in your forearm as well. So it'll travel usually not up to the wrists because people don't have much laxity here, but somewhere around this area. And then as far as the inner thighs go, so outer thigh lifts, there's a variety of things. There is a type of lift that puts a scar straight up and down here. I don't think that's ideal because a lot of people don't want that scar, but some
No, I
people
wouldn't.
end up needing it if the hang really bothers them. But I think debulking first is going to help a lot.
See, what they told me is when I went for my skin removal consultation, they do like a lower lift. I think that's what it's called. It's really scary sounding because they basically cut your middle and then pull up your skin and like sew it back. So they remove like the middle part of your torso over there. It to me is just like, and the recuperation's a big deal with that. That's why, as much as I'd love to be skinny, like looking, I don't think I'm in a place for that. And that naturally lifts your outer thighs. But for me, because I have a lot of loose skin on the inner thigh too, they'd have to do an inner thigh lift, which is even worse than the lower body lift.
Lot on the
We'll
outer
just see what
thighs.
it looks like.
I agree, yeah, because
That's what they said to me.
This is-
They would do the lower body lift and then see what was left to do.
this is
Bad.
functionally a lot worse for patients. And so all of this kind of heaviness here,
Yeah.
when you have it, it goes down to your knees. Go ahead and bend the knee a little bit. Yeah, so You can see
She doesn't even have kneecaps.
What's in the inner thigh is actually falling down below the knee.
Yeah, I was showing him earlier. I can't. So I have a lot of fibrotic tissue, so that's as far as I can bend my knee.
Yeah, and
that's it.
It's like physically obstructed.
Yeah, no, I physically can't. Like, there's fibrotic tissue. It's hard.
This all, I'm sure, gets super moist. And
yeah.
This rubbing,
it's true.
This rubbing area is going to get reduced. So when I take all that away, we're going to create, basically what I call airspace. We're going to create more space between
thigh gap.
So now we are taking photos so we can see how my body looks before and after the various surgeries.
Not only that, she gets like that thong is like 10 times tighter than it needs to be too.
I'm gonna have, so.
Look at how it's.
That's what this is. For the most part, this is gonna be. Oh, I thought it said underpants, and I was like, no. You were prepared for that. We ordered some too, so we have some at the hotel as well.
We'll try to use these up, so if you need anything additional, then you can just use what you have.
I mean,
Yeah, that's ridiculous. All right, so I just tried to read through this. Unless I read through it too quickly, the only thing she is disclosing is that they're partnering with her and helping spread awareness together. So she doesn't really say that she's sponsored. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know if just if saying partnering is enough. I think when she does her Starbucks ad, she says partnering too, but let's see if anybody said anything. Thank you for being a spokeswoman for lipedema. Did the Lipedema Foundation come at, there is like a Lipedema Foundation, right? She's not a spokeswoman. She's a spokeswoman for those doctors, right? Dr. Hollywood. That's who she's a spokeswoman for. All right, so part of this is true, but part of this is pathetic. Anyone else cry watching this because I thought it's just me? I don't want anyone to touch me because it's painful. It's true. And I've been eating nearly nothing and I'm getting bigger. Okay. Thanks so much, Anna. No, sorry. All right, so this is all congratulatory, so we're just going to move on. All right, so I'm just going to look at her shorts real quick. Forget hot girl walks. This year, it's all about mall girl walks. Dude, I invented mall walking. Not really. It's just so hot in Florida, and the weather's so unpredictable. Mall walking is just good for everybody. Cool temperatures, plenty of distractions, and if you get thirsty, you can grab a quick bevy from the food court. Yeah, like a big old large, we used to call it mall Coke, because I also worked in the mall briefly too. And like our Haagen-Dazs ice cream restaurant, or in our Haagen-Dazs like food court area thing, would give us for $1 a mall Coke, which was like this, friggin' huge. So we operated off mall Cokes. So, mall walkers since the 80s. They used to have mall walkers clubs. Unfortunately, there are not many malls that are still around. That is true. So like in Florida, they still want to move to all outdoor malls. It just makes no sense in Florida. It's too rainy. It's too unpredictable. So, and here's a cute one. Sorry, but which surgery? Liposuction? I do not see a difference yet. Yeah, and they're going to say, oh, it takes time. Hip shelf lipo, I believe. So yeah, bottom line, I'm not even gonna give her the benefit of playing this video. She says that she gets custom Gucci boots, and what she's talking about is, I don't know why she said Gucci though. I still don't make the connection, but it's basically the pump that helps with her lymphatics. So yeah, no, I agree. This was probably a lot of money, like $6,000. So this looks like what's on her YouTube. maybe she's going to talk more about the pump system here.
I'm getting fitted for a machine that does a lymphatic drainage.
Yeah.
And it's a lot. He's getting ready to fit me, guys. Getting that custom fit. Just like swells up and then swells down. It's
good.
like a giant meat tube. Science.
I've just decided that my new goal in life is to be the new model for this machine.
That was just the basic model. Now we get on to the Gucci.
The fancy.
The fancy pants.
You've got to say it fancy, though.
It's my fancy
It's the
pants.
fancy pants.
My fancy pants.
It's that chic gray.
Ooh, it's the color of the season.
Your bandana's clashing, though, so we should mix it up.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Sorry.
I changed my scarf because he judged me.
Yes, I did.
How dare he?
But it's better.
He's cute.
It is better.
Now we're finally getting my boot fitted.
Doing the legs.
Here we go.
This is a lot. This is why it costs so much, guys, because it's got to perfectly fit. Best part is y'all are going to ask for his contact info, but he has no social media and has no desire, so.
Yeah.
Well, it probably works for the
That's where
company.
You need it to be to effectively treat the body and get that contour, and then once you build it, we'll just unzip it and slide it off.
Amazing. Right at the tubes, guys.
Well, organization is important.
Honestly, this has been a lot more fun than I thought it would be. We're equally
Should
weird,
feel good,
and
too.
That's why it's fun. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. It inflates in the nether regions, and I did not anticipate it. I didn't think you were being real with me.
It's a weird thing to make up.
I didn't think that people make up stuff like that all the time.
Here's the final reveal.
He's just strapping me in the jacket now.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, straight jacket. One arm.
Can I blow myself up? Pump, pump, pump.
Okay, so over top of the biceps here.
Whoa.
Is she going to have help getting in that?
Wild. It's like a puffer coat, but medical. I was having a lot of fun, and I was like, this is great, until I found out how often I have to use that machine. I have to use it every day for 2 hours for the rest of my life. I'm still processing.
Yeah, that's unrealistic. Not going to lie. Like, she's going to have to drag it with her on vacation. 2 hours a day? That doesn't... Wow. No. No, guess I'm not getting one of those. All right, so we got to get a little bit trolled by Anna, and you know, we got a good catch up with her. I still don't agree with her doctor, but what do I know? I'm just a person. Excuse me, I'm just a person who lived it. Sorry, guys, I'm exhausted. This traveling just kicks the crap out of me. So, but anyways, guys, that's all I had for you today. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope to catch you on the next one. Bye.